and I'll hit record in case anyone's not here and listens later. And a few of the details, or all the details that we've been hitting on, is he was saying if you don't do chazara, what are you doing? He said, I don't want to be not nice, but there are many learning programs out there. And unfortunately, a lot of the learning programs make it very comfortable to be a passenger. This is the way he said it. You show up, and it's nice, and it's gishmak, and it's this, and it's that. He says, what we do different about Kinyan is that we make it enjoyable to be the driver. That's the nafkamina. And obviously, it requires a little bit of effort. But I think, as everyone was saying, it's a little bit of effort. But when you push through, then Lamaisa, that's where the enjoyment comes from. And that's the 5 C's. Commitment to consistent chazar brings clarity and cheshek. I think the last C is the most important. Let's be honest.
Right,
The
but you
cheshek.
can't get there without the first.
Oh, vada. And he said,
The important thing that I find,
yeah.
if he's sponsor right after, like the first
Oh,
Chazar.
very good. So that's something that actually, that's why I feel better. Shaggy's not here. He's one that pushed that hard. I'm very bad at this. I always say that. I'm a guy. I look at the guy. I got 3 more minutes. Let's go.
Yeah.
I can do another 10 lines. I just spoke to a friend of mine. Started a friend, the Talmud, whatever you want to call him. Started Kinyan the shir tonight. So I said to him, don't get bit by the last 5-minute bug. You can stop. And that's another thing where Newman said, if you don't stop, if anyone doesn't read it themselves, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, which I think we're all been experiencing that. So B'siyata Shemaya should continue. And let's go. We're on the bottom of Lam Down.
Once in a while, not all the time, but he used to every once in a while say, I know it's stopping in the middle of something, but that's part of
Oh, there you go. There you go. That is what it is. Yes, we have to get back to Baruch Hashem. It's doing amazing. Of course, we say that when there's only 3 people here, but it's okay. It's okay. Everyone else, I'm sure, will grab it later. And let's get there. So we're holding on Lamed Amid Aleph. We just finished Mechilfa Gila, Omar Abaye. Omar Abaye, the chooses, we'll get a dot of a running star. We'll start from Tanur Rabbanan, which is the middle of the Amr. The first one line is Taf Reish. Tanur Rabbanan, just a dot of a running start. Ezeu Arava ve'ezeu Sapsfa. What is an Arava and what is a Sapsfa? Arava is Kona Shalah, its stem is Edom, is red. Va'ola Shalah, and its leaves is Mashach, is long. Upia Chaluk, and its mouth or its edge is smooth. That's in Arava. Safsfa is Kana Shalah is Lavan, white. Va'ala Shalah, and its leaves are ugle round. Upia, and its edge is Daimala Mago, is like a sickle. Period. So that's a Safsfa versus an Arava. Arava is kosher, Safsfa is puzzle. Asks the Gemara 1 second. V'hatanya, but we learned in our Brisa, Daimala Mago is kosher. If it's like a sickle, it's kosher. Daimala Masar, if it's like a saw, puzzle. So ask the Gemara 1 second. You just told me what's Daimala Mago. That's a Safsafa. That's puzzle. But the Brisa says Daimala Mago is kosher. So is Daimala Mago kosher or puzzle? Amar Abaye explains Abaye, Ki Tanya, when was that Brisa taught? What is that Brisa? That's the second Brisa. When is Daimel Lamagol kosher? Bechilfa Gila, the willow of Gila, and that is a unique item that has a long leaf like an arava, but the tip of it, we'll call it, is like a magel. So we spoke it out is if it has a long leaf, it's an arava. Now, if its tip is curved, it's still going to be kosher. If it has a round leaf, then automatically it's a safsva, and it's going to be puzzle. Picking up on that exact point, I'm sorry.
No, it's not, I don't know. It's not a good question. I just want curious why the word says extra word
Shela. Allah shalom. No. Yeah, you're right. It could have said Safsafa Kana Lavan Va'ala Agel. It's true. Definitely true. It's interesting style. Masking.
Says it by both.
Yeah, no. He's asking all of them. He's asking many times. He'll have a brisa. They could have said the exact thing. Is a Rava, is a Safsa. A Rava Kana Edoim Va'ala Mashach. Chopia Chaluk. It could have definitely said that. Very good. Amar Abaye. So picking up with that last dot of Chilfa Gila. Amar Abaye. Shema Mina. Hi Chilfa Gila. This Chilfa Gila, this willow of Gila, which again we just explained is Erev Tov Elbaums. Chilfa Gila, which is that the leaves are long. Kosher lehoishana. It's kosher. Says the Gemara. Shkoyach. Pshita. Of course it's kosher lehoishana. We just said it's what? It's a kosher arava. If it's kosher arava, it's kosher lehoishana. So hopefully this should sound familiar to all of us that just finished Chazara. Says the Gemara, Mahu Tema. I would have thought, Hoyel V'is Lei, since it has Shem Lavoi, its own name. Shem Lavoi is like the way you call it. Shem Lavoi, its own name, because it's called a what? A Chilfagila. It's not called a regular Arava. I would have thought, Loi Niskasher, it's not kosher. Kamash Malon, that even though it has its own name, it's still kosher. Who remembers that we had this recently? Just said it. Where do we have it? Mamish, right here. Right there. Perfect. We had it. No. Where do we have that Shem Lavoi? Shem Lavoi, we had on the Tabla Mikimel for you came Menachem. Tabla Mikimel, we had the Asa Mitzrah, the boundary or the Egyptian myrtle. And the Gemara said it's kosher. Has the Gemara Shkayach, of course it's kosher. Says the Gemara, maybe because that's its own name, it's not kosher. Kamash Lenis. What's the next kasha?
Maybe taco.
Oh, very good. Frak the Gemara, beautiful. Veima hachanami, maybe taka, maybe the fact that it has its own name, it should indeed make it possible. Answers the Gemara, arvei nachal amar achmana, mikol makad, meaning included. And now we're getting to learn from here how we can expand arvei nachal. We already learned that it expands to include, it grows on the mountains, it grows in the rivers, it grows in all types of water. Now we're learning that it includes even something which isn't a perfectly named Arava, that's also included as well, period. That really is the end of our discussion on Harava. Now we have a little bit of a sidebar segue into names. Yes?
How do you stop it, Arvei
Oh, very good question. Very good question.
Not a tactical.
Yeah, very good. That's what I was going to say. No, that's the answer. That's the answer. The answer is Arvei Nachal says anything that look. Oh, there's one more thing. One more thing that we just had. I just remembered. Daimel Masar, which is now we can understand the chiddush. If it's like a saw, even though it has a long leaf, it's possible. So now we should all be wondering why. If Arvei Nachal includes everything and it has the characteristic, the long leaf, who cares that it's serrated like a saw? I do not know the answer to that question.
Maybe that goes back to
Very nice. I was thinking that also. I don't know.
Even though it's not
Very nice. Very nice.
but it's just
Very nice.
not
Very nice.
similar.
Very nice. I was thinking the exact same thing. I wonder if someone says it. No one on the page says it, but very nice. Weiter. Says the Gemara Rav Chisda. Now we're gonna have a bunch of hard words, but it's easy Gemara. Hani tlas mili, these three things. Hani tlas, three mili things. Ishtani shemayu, their name is changed. Ishtani means to change. Shemayu means its name. Ishtani shemayu, the name is changed. When? Mechichara Beis Hamikdash. From when the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, we're about to learn three things that have different names. Number one, Chalafta, Aravta. Aravta, Chalafta. Meaning, the name switched. This is, when things get confusing, when things take on each other's names. So says the Gemara, what was a Chalafta was an Aravta, what was an Aravta was a Chalafta. So says the Gemara, this is a wonderful exercise in what's it called? Etymology, maybe, where words came from, but who cares? My nafkamina says, you know what the nafkamina is? The lulav. For the lulav. You have to know what's a chalafta, what's an aravta. Why? Because an aravta is going to be kosher. Arava is going to be kosher. Chalafa is going to be pasul. But since the name changed, it's going to be a little backwards. So when you go to the store, what are you going to have to ask for? A chalafta, not an aravta. Okay.
What are we touching each of these words?
They have no touch. They are what it is. A chalafta is an arafta, and arafta is a chalafta. I don't even believe
Types of aravas.
Masha Gazeh. I don't even think Rashi teaches them. I'll look for a moment. Chilfa arafta lavainu chilfa gila elisafsva. Yeah, it's just different. They're just without getting confused. Rashi says maybe one of them is a safsva. Point of the story is one is an arava and one is not an arava, and we just have to know the name. Next, Shipura Chatsurta. Chatsurta, Shipura. Shipura from the word of shofar. So the shofar and Chatzaitzra from the word of Chatzaitzrates, which is a trumpet. So one is a shofar and one is a trumpet. A trumpet is one is bent and one is straight. Rashi says two different types of horns of the animal. So again, a shipura is a chatzurta. Chatzurta is a shipura. My nafkamina, who cares? L'shefer shel Rosh Hashanah. You got to know which one to take for Rosh Hashanah. Next, pitzurta is pitzura. Pitzura is pitzurta. L'may nafkamina, who cares? And Rashi just says that these are different sizes. One is big, one is small. Says the Gemara, Lemekach umemker. You're going to buy something, you have to know, what it is. This is the way I view this. This is like, inches and milliliters. Yeah, different currencies, different items, different sizes.
I can never understand how to start on there.
It's mamish a perfect example. You go to Eretz Yisrael and you're paying in. The guy tells you $5 and you give him $5, and he meant 5 shekels, but he sees a stupid American coming, so he takes your $5. Okay, the same type of thing. Point is that they're just different words. They mean the same thing, and the difference is lemekach umemkar. One more, so that's 3. So again, 3 things Abaye is teaching us from the time of the Churban Beis Hamikdash. The words change meanings.
We didn't type to
Neither of them have
The
taiches.
shofar, Rashi says, are
One's straight and one's bent.
Right.
Yeah, no. Hello.
assuming the shape
Every no, Schaefer was bent, but now after
It
the
switched.
Churban, it switched. So if you were in Bavel after the Churban and you went in Erev Rosh Hashanah to buy a shofar, and you showed up to shul, you would show up to this long thing, and everyone looking, what in the world are you doing? That's not a shofar. So what do you mean? I asked for a shofar. She's like, Amelia Bedelia Matzav. Yeshkayach, but you don't need a shofar. You needed whatever. The other one is chatzorta. Okay, one more. Amar Abaye. Afani Omer. I also say another one. Beikasi is hovlila. Hovlila is beikasi. Now this is different parts of an animal, different stomachs of the animal. They have different names. Says the Gemara, why do we care? You care what the stomachs of the animal are called? Lemay nafkamina. Says Gemara, tremendous nafkamina. Lemachat, that's a needle. Hanimsa, which is found. Be'oive, in the thickness of base hakoisais, in the thickness of the wall of the stomach, the base hakoisais. So what's the difference? You have to know where the needle was. Now Rashi goes into lengthy. Yeah, so that's part of the problem, right? Beikasi and hovlila. It's a mamish what the problem is. So the point is, there's one place where the needle is, it makes the animal treif. There's another place that the needle is, it makes the animal kosher. So you have to know what part of the animal is called what to know if it's kosher. So now when I saw this, I had a problem. Who cares? Just look at it. Why don't you just look inside the animal? Where is the needle? We know what it is in physicality.
You're going to say base places, and someone's going to say, oh, it's kosher.
Very good, very good. Beautiful. It's mamish what, not Rashi, someone explains that the vart is that you're going to talk to someone. Maybe you're going to go to the butcher, or you're going to go to the sheikhet. Hey, the mamish the rav, that's again that. And the sheikh said, I shechted the animal, and I found the needle in the big kasi. So if the rav thinks that the big kasi is the hovlila, he's going to think, oh, you found the needle there. And really, the needle was there. One is kosher, one is pasul. So you have to be able to talk the same language. In many areas in medical and halachas, this is very important. You talk to a doctor, and the doctor says, "Oh, I saw blood," and the question is, "You're a doctor. What you call blood, I don't call blood. Where you say you saw the blood, it might be where I call blood differently. So it's mamish the exact same thing. You have to know what the term is in halachic world. So it's the same example. You have to know what's the big kasim, what's the avlila, to be able to converse. Where is the needle found to know if it is kosher, if it is pasul? So again, l'may nafkamina, lemachat, for the needle amnimsa ba'avi, in the thickness of isa kaisais. We'll just translate that as stomach to keep it simple. So we so far have 4 different names. Amar Rav Bar Yosef, Afani Omer. I also say another one. Bavel.
Then he's agreeing with Abaye.
Good question.
Afani.
Afani.
Seems to be
Good.
saying I'm adding on.
I'm adding on, which means you'd agree with Abaye is another one. Good. Afani Omer. Bavel is Borsif, and Borsif is Bavel.
Places.
Lamay nafkia, places. Says the Gemara. Now this is mamish ridiculous. Like, who cares? Now, I know it might be confusing for directions, but who cares? Oh, very good. L'may nafkamina, says the Gemara, l'gitei nashim. So, you said very good. So Menachem, you said, you saying Suba.
Right in a certain city.
First of all,
Stupa was here.
very good. That's very important detail. We all think Suba because Baruch Hashem, we're in a healthy world. Suba is not deraisa. Gittin's deraisa.
But we're very careful.
So I actually thought Gittin.
Yeah.
The Barfeld once came to the shul. I believe it was.
Yeah.
Talking Gittin, and he talked about what you have to write
Very good.
in the get.
Very good. Now, what's interesting is two pshatim, whether it is just stam, the location you have to write, or another one is, let's just not be confusing. That's what it is for a get. So again, we have a total of 5 different name changes potentially, without remembering the names because I find the names to be more difficult. But the nafkaminas are easier. Nafkamina is lulav. Nafkamina is shayfer. Nafkamina is buying and selling. Nafkamina is treifus, that's the needle. And nafkamina is gittin. Let's do chazara of that half an amid.
The categories are like touching everything.
Correct.
Correct.
Let's chazar that half an amid. Baruch Hashem. Yeah. Because you need a ksuba. Ksuba is a legal document. So we're makbid also legality. No. Legality. Ain't isha mutaris l'avayla b'loy ksuba. Woman, it's a din derabanan though. No, it's a din derabanan though. That's the only difference. It's not deraisa. Ksuba is a din derabanan. Why? Because we don't want it to be easy for a woman to get divorced. So we give her a monetary thing that the husband's not going to say, let's get out of here. But it's a derabanan, not a deraisa.
Very interesting.